Today's Pet Advice segment is sponsored by University Veterinary Care Center. Well, this week we're tackling a topic that is sure to make you squirm. Worms and intestinal parasites. Dr. Amy Guernsey with University Veterinary Care Center is joining us now. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, I know that these worms and parasites can really affect a pet's health and comfort. How do they get them?
Well, without getting too much into the specifics of all the different life cycles, which are really fascinating to me, there's a few different ways. And depending on the species, they can either get them from their mother, either transplacentally, which through the uterus, or transmammary, through the milk. They can get them by hunting, so cats that are out picking up bunnies and that sort of thing. But most commonly it's fecal-oral transmission. So they walk through some infected stool, they groom themselves, and then they get infected with those parasites.
What are some of the signs that a pet may be infected?
In general, if they've got a particularly heavy load, you might notice a dull coat, you might notice some GI signs, stool abnormalities. In really bad situations, they might actually become anemic, and just general not doing well signs. But again, most commonly we catch them subclinically on screens, so you may not even know that they're carrying them. Owners will come in and say, I've never seen a worm pass in their stool, and that's right. Usually when we're doing a parasite screen, we're looking at the stool microscopically, looking for the eggs for those parasites.
And I think a lot of parents are probably wondering, should I be concerned about my kids being at risk from being around an infected pet?
Right. So kids are my #1 concern, because a lot of times they don't have their personal hygiene habits down just right, and fecal-oral transmission works for humans just like it does for animals. But kids aren't the only ones at risk. Some of these worms actually travel transcutaneously, which means if you're walking barefoot in your backyard, an adult can pick them up that way as well, which is pretty nasty.
Yeah.
And because humans a lot of times are not the target host for these worms, they actually can get lost in our body. Roundworms are particularly known for migrating to eyeballs.
Oh.
Yeah, really gross. So it's definitely something that we want to take seriously.
Yeah, oh, not pleasant at all. So let's talk about prevention.
Absolutely. So prevention is key. Talk to your veterinarian. There's lots of products that are extremely effective. If you think about giving your dog their monthly heartworm preventative, or if they come in every 6 to 12 months for their heartworm injections, that can help a lot. But bringing in stool samples regularly to make sure that we have them covered from a protection standpoint. And then just good hygiene habits in your own backyard. If your dog is going out there to use the potty, make sure that you're picking up after them so they're not perpetuating a problem. And be a good citizen. If you're out walking them and they defecate in a neighbor's yard, or if you're out at the bark park, make sure you're picking up after them.
Okay, not the most pleasant topic for sure, but definitely some good information for pet parents out there. Dr. Guernsey, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And if you'd like more information about University Veterinary Care Center, just head over to universityvetcare.com.